Hi there, this is 2 Likes Better, and welcome to my channel 2 Likes Better. And I guess I need to make a name for this, for the football side of this. And today I want to talk about Matt Patricia. If you haven't heard, the Ohio State basically have decided to hire Matt Patricia as the new defensive coordinator. And this is such an interesting. Well, this is you know, I think I mentioned in yesterday's episode, I said, I try to put myself into Ryan Day's shoes, try to think, why he made the decision that he made, and what would it mean for the team. And this is one of the things that, it's kind of interesting because for me, I don't have any insider information. I don't have anybody inside the Woody to hand me some, secret information. And frankly, I don't believe those. I really don't. I just don't. Anyway, but I'm a fan. Just like the majority of you, you probably don't have any inside information either. You can look from the outside, and that's what I'm looking at. But I'm kind of a football junkie, especially Buckeyes football junkie. So I try to examine all kinds of angles and form my own opinion on this. So I suppose if you're listening, you might be interested in what I'm thinking. But this is what I'm thinking, or this is what I think Ryan Day is thinking. For one, I think you consider the situation, right? You just won the national championship, and you might have some leeway, but how are you going to win it? And this is probably the only thing that really matters now. And Ryan Day eventually realized that. I made the comment before, I said Ryan was too nice. And last year, near the end, the second half, and we start to call him the evil Ryan Day. I like that. I like the evil Ryan Day. The so-called evil Ryan Day is that, you still value relationship. You put it at the top, but at the same time, you emphasize performance. I love you, but if you don't perform, you got to go. I love you, but if you don't perform, you got to change. It's, after the first Oregon game, he literally sit in the defensive coaches meetings and demand changes. Whatever happened there, I don't know. But that alone kind of, maybe that's the one thing that drove Jim Knowles away. Because, that's defensive coordinator, this is my room. And then you need your boss to sit in your room and tell you need to make changes. That's kind of interesting, especially he's not there to help like his offensive guru. Now he's here to demand change. So, but I like that. I think as a leader, you have to confront people. You have to answer the hard, difficult questions in order to win, in order to go to the next level, to achieve something. So the evil Ryan Day is what I like to see, and I think it paid off. And also after the Michigan game, and more things happened there as well. And then what happened is after you won the national championship, then everybody wants what you have. Literally, everybody wants what you have. So they think, okay, who made the offense so good? Chip Kelly. Okay, so Arizona need one, so they brought Chip Kelly, and Chip Kelly also brought one of the assistants with him to the desert. And you can't blame Chip Kelly. That's $6 million compared to 2.5 or something. That's a big pay raise, and you got to do it. And so, and then there's Jim Knowles went to Penn State with a lot of money, $3.1 million. That's a lot of money that Ohio State doesn't want to pay. Why? Because for Ohio State, with the same amount of money, you can find someone better. At least I think that's what the school and Ryan Day was thinking. Now, how can you make sure of that? This is how. This is Matt Patricia. Of course, they can entertain many other candidates as well. But this Matt Patricia, let's go into his resume and see if you agree this is an upgrade to Jim Knowles. Because Jim Knowles is already very good. Okay, he basically made the Ohio State Buckeyes the #1 defense last year and was pivotal in winning the national championship. But look at this guy, okay? This guy, well, listen, Jim Knowles, before he moved to Ohio State, he was the defensive coordinator of Oklahoma State, and his competing offer is Penn State. Many people say it's a step down. Other than the money is better, everything else remains the same as at Ohio State. And Penn State is not Ohio State. It's a great program, but it's not Ohio State. So you consider all these situations. For Jim Knowles, it's like more money, but maybe a little bit slightly step down. Now, how can you upgrade over Jim Knowles, like almost the #1 defensive coordinator in the country? Now you go to the pros, right? Now you hire Matt Patricia, and he is a football guy, an XO guy, I think mostly because he only worked 5 years at the beginning of his career in college for briefly, and most of his career is in the NFL. And he worked with Bill Belichick and got 3 Super Bowl rings. Okay, so you replace national championship in college level with 3 championship rings, Super Bowl rings at the pro level. And he also was Detroit Lions head coach for 3 years. You can say his performance wasn't that good, and he failed, and you could even say that. And some people also criticize, saying that the New England's success was because of Belichick, not because of him. That all could be true. The defensive side I'm talking about. But it doesn't mean he doesn't know football, right? He was with New England for 17 years. If he's not any good, he wouldn't be there, right? And it's also interesting to notice the Ryan Day's hire, like last year. He first hired Bill O'Brien as offensive coordinator. Bill also served with Bill Belichick at New England, and also served with Nick Saban, I guess. So these are the 2 GOATs in the pro level and the college level, and these are the assistants that has experience to that. So Ryan Day is building something. Let's just be honest. I think Ryan Day is building something, and this is a huge step. This is the evil Ryan Day talking, because Matt Patricia had a fair amount of criticism because of the way he treated players. I think he's I don't know, he's considered like a jerk, like too direct, I guess. I know that type. I know the smart people tend to do that. You think about Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles is really smart, and but his style is kind of aloof. In the press conference, he never just directly respond to a question. He basically gives some thought and organize the language and then throw it out. And so it's less intimidating, less aggressive. And Chip Kelly is different. Chip Kelly is super smart, and he just so quick, too quick sometimes. Especially I can see that when he was young, it probably too quick, and it can rough people the wrong way, and especially if your team is not winning, And Matt Patricia, I haven't seen any of his press conference yet, so I don't know how he talks, but from what I read, from what I heard, so he should be a good football mind, and the reason that it potentially could be a good hire for Ryan Day is that Ryan Day wants to focus on the offense. You think about this year, you promote young people to the offensive coordinator role, and Brian Hartline will be young and the first time play caller. We don't know yet, but it looks that way now. So Ryan Day probably will put a lot of effort on that. And there is a reason Ryan Day never sit in the defensive coaches meetings before last season, because he doesn't want to get involved in that side of the ball, because you need somebody to take care of that. Now you hire this guy, Matt Patricia, and hopefully he can take care of that side of the ball, so Ryan Day doesn't have to worry about that. I think that's the thought process. If I'm Ryan Day, I probably, that's what I'm thinking here. Now there's another potential twist in this story is that what's going to happen to Larry Johnson, because Larry Johnson had a kind of a rocky relationship with Jim Knowles. and he was firm. Larry Johnson has been at Ohio State for many, many years, and he's well respected. Everybody respects him inside the Woody, the players, the administration, everything. He even served as the interim head coach for the whole team. So he is well respected. But a couple weeks ago, Ryan Day had a sit down with Larry Johnson, talk about his future. Basically, man, you're old, and you're still good, you're still kicking, but you're old. So what are you thinking? From what I heard, I think some of the people from the podcast that they report that the gist is we'll see. Maybe I'll do one more year, but we'll see who comes in as the defensive coordinator and whether we can work together. Now, this is the defensive coordinator. Can they work together? I don't know. I'm not so sure, because clearly Matt Patricia is a big personality. He has been the head coach. He's been successful. He's been to the top. So it's just understandable that he's a big personality. Now, would he learn from his past? Because you feel as a head coach mostly because of how you're handling people, and he is not known as a people person. Let's just put it that way. But now he doesn't. He's not a head coach anymore, and so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to Larry Johnson. Maybe there will be one more hire in the coaching staff. If that happens, then the 2025 year will be totally new, totally revamped Ohio State the coaching staff. It's going to be really, really interesting. Like I said in the title, I'm trying to pretend to be Ryan Day, right? I know. But I think from a fan's perspective, I'm very excited. Ever since Ryan Day took over, I never really doubted him. He did lose a few games, and some important ones. And after those losses, some of them was inexplicable to me at the time, like the 3 consecutive losses to the team up north. Not this year's, the past year, the 2024. 2024's, I think it has a. Well, I had another episode to talk about that, so I don't want to get into that. But the other 3, they have other explanations. So, and then every other game, I can almost feel how he was thinking, he was designing, he was trying to do, and how he failed. And I don't think it was his fault, but it's my personal view, so it doesn't count as anything, right? And now I'm very, very happy to see his change. I think he's turning into Nick Saban. It's eventually realized that what's the only thing that really matters, and everything else doesn't really matter at all. It's just I'm the leader. I'm the leader of this program. I want to decide what's best for the program, and I'm going to pay these people. And everything else, relationship and other things, they are important, but they are separate from the field. So now the last question is, this going to be a successful hire? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, but I'm very excited to see, because I think it's logical, it makes sense, but does it work? We don't know. So we'll see. And that will be for this episode. This is 2 Legs Better. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. And I need your support. I need your subscription to reach 1,000 subscribers, and also some viewing time, so my channel can take off. This is the beginning of my channel. So please subscribe and share. Thank you very much, and you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.